Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Get some movement, Brad. Get everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
My knee, Bob.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Not Heineck, physical therapist.
Because we're the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
No, opinion, of course.
Today, Brad, we're going to talk about how 7 simple stretches can stop your knee pain. We're going to give you a couple of real-life examples, too.
Sure.
Because we just had a couple patients, one of them who happens to be my wife, who got better by just doing one of these stretches. That's
sure.
So,
and we've got another one we just had a video on about 2 weeks ago. We put it up, Dan, who literally changed his whole lifestyle.
We'll have to briefly tell about that too. What we'll do and how we run these live events is that we usually do our program, however long it takes, and then after the program, we'll take questions, both on Facebook and also on YouTube.
Right, as long as they haven't fallen asleep already.
Yeah, if you haven't fallen asleep and put you into a coma. By the way, if you are new to our channel, if you're watching this on the rebroadcast, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go over to Facebook if you're not already and like us, because Brad and I, as children, really quite sad, were picked on, ostracized, and just generally not liked. So now we're trying to turn things around.
Yeah, that's
maybe we're exaggerating a little
bit, but we still like to be liked.
So, all right, let's talk about the first one, Brad. The first one was the friend Dan, was it?
Dan, yes.
Yeah, Dan. He was a runner, and he was also biking. Bicycling, and he was getting pain on the outside of his knee, and he knew a physical therapist who showed him this one stretch to do.
Well, he had knee pain that was so severe, he literally stopped running, and he couldn't even bike anymore, and he was going to stop doing that. And he didn't know what he was going to do. He just figured he could not do either anymore.
Yeah, he couldn't even walk. He was having trouble with work. He said, like he had to go across the street. He had to try to move real quickly. He couldn't even get away from a car.
Right.
So this, literally changed his life to some extent, because obviously he's a triathlete now. And that's a very big part of his life.
Right.
So, do you want to show the stretch, Ben?
Sure. Actually, he's not just a triathlete. He does
Ironman. Yeah. So the major triathlete.
Right. The big daddy.
So what he's doing is he's stretching the IT band. And that's a band that can give you pain both walking and with biking and with running, because it can rub across the knee and give you a repetitive injury.
So if I can show you here from this angle, you just take. So I got my left knee out here straight. My right one goes up and crosses. And then I'm just going to take this knee and pull it over towards this shoulder. And you can do it this way. If you want, you can do it this way. I think Dan was doing it mostly just this way.
Mostly like that way,
right? Yeah. And he would say, I can feel it back up in here. He didn't think it was going to work. He said, well, I feel it here. What's it going to do for my knee?
Right.
Well, that IT band goes all the way up into the muscle up into here.
Tensor fascial line.
There you go.
And it goes across the knee here.
Yeah,
so
the TFL. And he'd hold that, it was a 10 to 30 second stretch. And he did that daily. But I wouldn't hesitate to do it 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh, absolutely. If you're having pain, you could actually do it every hour.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you want to show the one where you lay down and do it?
I want to get both sides of it, even out.
He wants to swim like a duck. You'll be swimming in a circle.
Okay.
Don, you want to? I'm gonna grab a pillow.
Yeah, give me a pillow.
All right.
Which one are we talking about?
Just crossing over and pulling up.
Oh, yeah. The figure 4.
Figure 4.
I do like this one.
So, and then
so if you look at it from this end, I'm just crossing over here. And
that's quite an angle, Brad.
Yeah.
That's quite a picture.
Well, don't worry about it, Bob. They haven't seen it yet. They haven't seen it all.
And then you can pull up like that, and he's actually stretching this one here. You can actually take we got the stretch out strap. You can actually put that around.
I'm going to actually go around this knee.
Oh, you are?
Well, you can
go underneath the knee too.
Right.
But
which way were you going to go, Bob?
I thought underneath the thigh, like this.
So that's another way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's more than one way to. Let's get a cat or a duck or whatever you do. There we go.
All right, and the final way you can stretch out the IT band is you can actually step away from a wall like this, and you can cross over the leg, and you can. I'm sorry, I'm doing it wrong here. You can go like this, and you can stretch the IT band this way too. Yeah. So lots of different ways to stretch it. Okay, next one, Brad, is
I want to get the other leg, Bob.
All right, the next one, Brad, is a quad stretch. This is the one we just started having my wife do. She was having knee pain. My wife runs and walks, and she was getting to the point she couldn't run anymore. She's having some trouble walking. So I, being a therapist, I took 2 seconds to look at her. You don't like to go home and do work again, that's
Right.
one of those things.
But for your wife, you'll do it.
Yeah, I did it. Anyways, she was having some pain on the inside of the knee. But we noticed when she would, she never stretches, by the way. She never listens to me.
Wow.
That's all part of it. But anyway, so we went for a walk and she starts having knee pain. I go, well, bring your leg up once like this and stretch it. We're going to stretch it. She couldn't get it up there, first off. She could do the other side. She could get up.
Oh, really?
But she couldn't get this one up.
Obvious tightness on
Right,
one
obviously
side.
tightness on one side. So what I had her do, she actually went up to a stop sign and she held up onto the stop sign. Why don't you go?
Were the neighbors watching?
Yeah, go ahead and stand up and face me.
Yeah.
No, the other way. I'm sorry. Face away from me.
Okay.
So I actually took her leg and we stretched it like this.
Did anybody get a picture of this, Bob?
So, but it worked. It took away some of her pain almost immediately, and she was able to walk, but without pain. So
Was that in the daytime or at night?
it was during the daytime.
Wow.
We were in a small town at that time. We weren't in Winona. But the other thing you can do is, I heard someone saying this. They actually took their leg like this, and they put it on. And I see her doing this in the morning now while she's reading the paper.
Oh,
She's
sure.
at the counter, and she just puts her foot back on she actually puts it back on you can put it on a stool or anything.
Right. We
And stretch it
understand.
that way.
Well, so that would be dual tasking.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that the word we're looking at?
Dual
multitasking.
Multitasking.
What about the one with the stretch out strap?
You can do it with the stretch out strap, and you can also do it where you can grab on. I grab the opposite leg and stretch like this, and then pull back like this. But you got to try to keep up straight while you're doing it. So Brad's going to show how to use the stretch out strap. The stretch out strap really is versatile. It's got multiple loops, and we always have it on our Amazon recommended page, which is down below. It's not on Facebook yet. I'll have it on there later, but it's just a great one for doing a lot of these stretches. You can lay on your side and do it too, right, Brad?
Sure. Like this. I was having so much fun. I like it on the back better, on the stomach better, but this works fine.
Sure.
It's a personal thing.
Again, the quadricep, the four muscles, they cross the knee. I guess all four don't cross the knee. They all attach into the kneecap, which crosses the knee.
Right.
And it really can put a lot of stress on the knee if you do not have it stretched out. And it is a muscle that tends to get tight, especially if you sit a lot, or it just is a muscle that tends to head that direction. All right, Brad, let's head to the next one. Hip adductor. So this is especially if you're having pain on the inside of your knee, especially down below the joint a little bit. There's 3 muscles that come together and attach right there, and they can give you what we call pes anserine bursitis.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's
too.
a mouthful. But you're just going to go ahead and stretch it. There's a lot of different ways you can stretch this one too.
Sure.
You can just do sitting cross-legged like this,
Would I call that the clamshell?
clamshell, and you can use your elbows to push down a little bit.
Sure.
This is the one that's tight on me. I got to start doing this.
Yeah,
one
you really should, Bob.
I do it this way in the mornings. I'm laying down and I do my stretch and I just let the spread all like
No
this.
gravity help assist.
Yeah. Another way, we're going to show you lots of ways. You can actually get up like this and little balancing act here. You can see how now I lean forward here. Now I'm stretching this side here.
This one is a kind of doing it this way is a little awkward for some people. It is for me. But you can do it this way if you're up on a step where you have a shoulder.
For a former karate guy, this surprises me, Brad. I would think this would be a stretch you guys would do.
Well,
This
mine
is
are
Chuck
pretty
Norris
loose.
kick.
Well, maybe that's why, because they don't feel tight, so I don't.
Oh, that's probably it. Because this one, I feel, of all of them, this is the one I feel the most.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, this one almost immediately. So
Try those out. You'll know when you got the stretch that works.
I suppose you could do some dynamic stuff too, right, Brad?
Yeah, I
Dynamic
suppose.
stretching.
Yeah.
So
Let's go on because
All right.
that's getting a little more.
next one, hip
detailed.
flexor. Now this doesn't directly go into the knee, but if this is tight, it's going to pull you forward, and it's going to put a lot of different stresses on the knee.
Right.
So
Well, it does get the rectus
femoris,
right?
yeah.
That's the muscle that goes over the knee and over the hip. So what do you like to do for
well,
that, Bob?
why don't you give me a pillow, Brad? Because you
You take a nap?
Yeah, throw a pillow on the floor, and really good. We showed this one the other week just for people who sit a lot. You want to do hip flexor stretch?
Yeah.
So you're stretching this one here. I'm going to lean forward like this.
Yeah.
This one, I'm going to give a personal example here, Brad. I wasn't getting knee pain, but I was getting more hip pain. And when I stretch this, it immediately takes away any hip problems.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I think it's really compressing on the hip if it's really tight.
Sure,
too.
sure. You didn't notice Bob's got a nice correct posture in the torso. He's not leaning forward, and that kind of
So
emphasizes that quadricep.
you're obviously going to want to do both sides on the up with the hip flexor.
Right.
So
Otherwise, you walk in circles, and we'll have none of that.
all right, next one, hamstring stretch. You want to show one, Brad, with the stretch out stretch?
Oh, yes.
Lots of different ways to do this too. I always got to remember to talk to the microphone now. We don't have our mics on.
Yeah, talk to the mic. We're not going to sing, though, because we know our limits.
Yeah.
Lonnie, can you
You're
sing?
never in a choir or anything, were you,
Lonnie
Brad?
can sing.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, you
No,
can. Oh,
I
okay.
can't sing.
All right, so
We have no singers.
here we go. I'm going to get my hand up in this loop up in here, so there. And
Now you can do it with a sheet too. You can take a sheet, put it on. You can do it. You like to do this one, don't you, Brad?
yep, that's the one I like.
He tries to keep really good posture.
Right.
And lean
Keep
forward.
the back
Keep
straight.
the back straight and lean forward. Not like this.
Yep.
And putting stress on the knee.
Wow, this feels great. I'm going to continue the whole video like
Yeah,
this.
what I like about this one is I actually do, and I did it this morning, contract, relax, where I push down, but I don't let the leg go. I push down and then I relax, and when I relax, it goes back further then. And it works out really well for that. Hamstring, very important muscle to stretch. Same thing, can kind of cause a little compression on the knee if it's really tight. And you're not going to be able to get yourself in correct positions to keep the knee pain-free. Next one, Brad, is more of a close-up one. You mind sitting up?
Sorry,
there?
Bob. Let's get carried away with my hamstring.
All right, this one's going to be maybe a little bit harder to see, but we always like to have it where we stretch the kneecap a little bit too. And this is for some people, especially if you're getting pain underneath the kneecap. Again, going to be difficult to see, but I'm going to go ahead and you can actually make sure the leg is relaxed, and you're going to actually push the kneecap over to the outside. You just use your thumb and push it over. I know a lot of people, this gives people like an icky feeling. They don't like to do this, but quite often the muscles are tight and erection, and if they're tight, they're actually not going to. They're going to compress on the knee, and they're going to give you pain.
There, maybe they can see this. So you got to relax those quads, but you can see.
I don't think they're going to be able to see that, Brad. Maybe they will. But
Oh, they got good eyes.
yeah.
You're right, Bob. Yes,
So
they can.
back and forth, and also up and down, you want to stretch the kneecap. I had one lady who, just to show how well this worked, she would have knee pain whenever she'd go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And what she started doing is she'd push the kneecap over and then walk upstairs while she's going up the stairs. And eventually it stayed over.
So when she did that, it felt better?
Yeah, no pain at all.
Okay.
And Brad and I do it as taping sometimes. We'll tape the kneecap over and actually tape it over this way.
Right, whichever way
Tape
it
it
works.
this way. And we'll have them walk stairs first before we tape it. And then we have them walk afterwards, and it actually takes the pain away.
Sure.
For someone who has that patellofemoral syndrome.
Maybe I can give them a better look up here, Bob. Oh, yeah, now they can see. Look at that.
Yeah.
There.
So I see how he's moving the kneecap back and
No,
forth. Oh, yeah.
No
Facebook's not, yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
Facebook.
they said they saw it already.
Oh,
they saw
that's
it.
old news.
They're
old
sick of
hat.
you.
Yeah.
All right, the last one we're going to do, Brad, is just a calf stretch. The calf actually does go across the knee. And, so, you can do it a lot of different ways.
Oh,
You can,
watch your head, Bob.
you can just lean. This is the one where you see people leaning against the wall.
Don't go up on your table at home and
Yeah.
do it. Do it on the
So
floor.
you can do it. You want to do it with both the legs straight and also the knee bent, because it gets two different muscles there. So, Brad, you also have that one. Yeah,
The incline board, yeah.
Incline board. And we got Brad actually makes these. He made this one, but you can also purchase them.
Sure.
Real simple one. You can just this is a nice relaxing one in the mornings. You can just put the stress on there. You can do it with the knee bent and also with the leg straight.
We have one of these in our favorite products
Section, yeah, too.
Section.
In Amazon, yeah.
If you want to make your own, you want to be about 20 to 25 degrees inclined.
We got a video on how to make it your own.
Yeah, we do.
So, all right, and do you want to show finally with the stretch out strap, Brad? How you can stretch it with that?
Yeah, no, not today, Bob. I'll skip. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we'll do it here. This is one where it's nice to use a stretch out strap. in the middle, and then you got two handles, so you get a little better leverage and control. So I'm going to get my hands in there like such, and stretching here. I'm going to bend my knee a little bit, as you can see, give that stretch, and then I'm going to straighten it. And boy, you feel a difference with that. Now, you don't have to sit up to do this. You can also lay on your back and get that. I actually get a little better stretch laying down. Bob, where's my pillow, Bob?
I don't know what happened.
No, don't worry about it. I don't need it. I'm just being a baby. But yeah, that's a nice way to use the stretch out strap. Nice.
All right, somebody was asking, Brad, we're going to start taking some questions.
Sure.
Somebody was asking about Morton's and aroma. Now, you did a whole video on this where he actually took, what'd you take, just a piece of foam?
A piece of foam. I have Morton's aroma. If my footwear is proper, I'll still get it irritated. So, yeah, you have to take your shoe off, take the insert out of your shoe. I can't do it on these shoes because these shoes don't have inserts. And I don't have them. I have a problem with this. But you need to get a cushion in the pad of your foot. I can show that.
Yeah, why don't you show where on the foot that you actually put the pad. And we had a lot of comments from this after we put this video up. You can try to search for it too. I mean, if you put in like physical therapy video, Morton's and aroma,
Right.
it'll come up. And,
Right.
and we had a lot of positive comments on people who actually said it helped them.
Oh, yeah.
So
it works. It works, and it works right now. You put the pad, if you have it in the right place, you put your shoe back on, you stand on it. My pain would be at like a 7 or an 8. I put the pad in, as long as I got it in the right place, it would go down to like a 1 or 2.
what was the pad? Something like just a round circle, Brad,
Right.
or what was it?
Right.
Kind of,
I just
about this big, maybe?
You could actually go to a footwear store and they sell them.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, for a few dollars. I just took a piece of foam pad that I had in the therapy department. I'm not even sure where it was from, and I put it in there. I mean, you could use a piece of leather or a piece of felt would work really well. Yeah,
sure.
Put it underneath there. And
Maybe even a little piece of carpet.
yeah, you could be creative. But if it's in the wrong spot, you'll know. You say, boy, it feels like it would help if you just moved it over. So you may have to take your shoe on and off a number of times to get it in the right place. And once you get it there, you tape it to your bottom of your insert, put the insert in, and you're done. Leave it there. What else we got, Bob?
Bonnie, wants you got anything right now?
Well, she said she had pain on her knees but she's kneeling. So any advice what she will do?
Well, the one thing I would say, Brad, with that is, one thing is try to kneel so you don't kneel right on the knee itself, on the kneecap.
Right.
You're trying to put pressure on this part, on the lower, on the tibia bone here.
Right.
So if we got something I can kneel on here, well, maybe even this. Maybe see on this.
How about this, Bob?
Well, I was going to show this just because I want to show how it's going to actually. See, I'm off the kneecap.
Oh.
I'm on this part of the bone. So if you kneel a lot, you get a pad and you kneel so that you're off the the kneecap itself. Now, if it hurts, even when you don't have pressure on the knee, it means you need to work on stretching that knee.
Right.
You need to get it so that it bends without hurting first.
Or simply get some Velcro strap on knee cushions. That's what I have them in my garage. When I'm doing some work in the garage, I'm on the concrete floor. I got my knee pads. I strap them on. They cost about $15, $20 for a good pair. And that'll
help?
Oh, dramatically. It's big time.
So yeah, again, it's going to depend on what's causing it. So, Tippy Mika says, hi, Bob and Bradley.
Hi, hey.
Are you Bradley, by the way, or are you Brad?
Well, my official real name is Bradley, Ley, but I
She
kind
got
of
it
prefer
right.
Brad, but
So,
that's all right.
All right,
A lot
Lonnie?
of people call me Bradley.
So the question is, when moving the kneecap, she said there is some clicking.
Okay.
So is it okay though? But you don't have pain.
Yeah, if you're moving the kneecap, the question is if you have pain when you're moving the kneecap and there's actually some clicking, that's not uncommon. And sometimes actually, even if you have pain, that means that the underside of the kneecap is roughened up a little bit. And quite often I'll see people who have patellofemoral syndrome. You do feel that it's just not smooth. It's all roughened up underneath there. And so you move it and it actually makes noise. And I don't want you to increase your pain, but generally you're going to have to, that is an indicator that you might have to stretch that kneecap out so that it stays in the track and the groove like it should.
Right. But maybe to answer the question even more succinctly, if you do that and there's clicking and there's zero pain, doesn't bother you at all, but it makes that clicking, that's not a problem. So don't worry about it as long as it's pain-free.
Bonnie, anything else on your end?
What's the best exercise to stabilize the knee?
To stabilize it?
Yeah.
That's a good question. You know, you got to work the quadriceps, the hamstrings.
Well, I had my wife do these. You know, one thing you want to get the quadriceps, and you can actually just do shallow squats,
Sure,
like this. And there's really not that much stress on the knee when you're doing shallow ones. I always kind of like the ball on the wall too, Brad.
Well, before we get to that, let's show to keep the knee in line over the toe.
Oh, sure.
So if we get in line there, you want to face right towards the camera?
Towards the camera?
Yep.
Or to the side?
No, towards the camera.
Oh, I see. This way first.
Yeah, so see, his knee is going to go right over the toe as opposed. Yeah,
like
it
this.
goes in, and that's not what you want. That's going to stress the ACL and other parts of the joint.
Yeah.
So keep that toe over, or the kneecap over the toe when you squat.
Yeah. And again, I was going to show these are the ones that my wife and I do. We just put the ball on the wall like this, and you can keep the feet out quite far. Then
Do you guys do these at the same time?
no,
Two balls, you guys do your exercises together?
really, and she does a lot of just shallow ones like this.
Oh,
But
sure.
it really strengthens the knee without putting much stress on it.
Right.
So
we want to show about the.
Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to see that, Brad, but what he's trying to show here is the front of the knee should not go past the front of the foot when you're doing these. So if the foot's too far back and you're bending it way like this, the knee's going to go past the plumb line.
Right. It puts more stress on the patella, and we don't like that.
Yeah. So, and then the other one I have her doing again, she's got it. You know, she's had this painful knee. She's doing hamstring stretching, strengthening.
She listens to what you tell her
She
to
does,
do.
yeah.
Good.
So she's doing these. This helps strengthen the hamstring. And then you can go advanced. You can go one-legged.
Now, what he's doing, he's lifting his buttocks off the floor just a little bit, and that's really working the hamstring.
You can start by just pushing down into the ball.
Yeah. So he's squishing that.
Yeah. And then you can go to the more advanced, putting one foot on top of the
Yeah.
other, and then the real advanced where you lift the leg up like this. So it's a good way to strengthen the hamstrings. You can strengthen the hamstrings just by doing these even too.
Yep.
Bridging. So
Especially if you pull that heel in towards you.
in towards the floor, yep. So I don't know if we got anything more over there on that, Brad.
I got to get my glasses on. Oh, my goodness.
Here's a question. And she broke her left foot and the arch dropped. Now I am walking with an even gait. And my right knee that had meniscus repair a few years ago is now acting up from an even gait. So any suggestions?
Yeah, so she broke her foot and the arch dropped on her, and now it's affecting her knee. And it's amazing. They are all connected. The foot bone's connected to the knee bone. I mean, it's amazing. You just go a little bit off, and you start feeling pain somewhere else.
Sure.
The only thing I could say is you wear an arch support on that side. Would you recommend anything else, Brad?
Yeah. Actually, I was reading, so I didn't catch everything she's saying, so I have to apologize.
Her arch fell after she broke her foot.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, also to have a good stabilizer shoe. What's the name of this? Isn't that the stabilizer? If you get the tennis shoes, there's
no, motion control.
Motion controlled. If you go in and you buy a new pair of shoes, there's 3 types of tennis shoes. One is if you do have a lack of an arch, motion controlled.
Right. They have a very solid sole. They're and all the manufacturers make them. This is a broad term, and they all have them make a motion control, and they have their model number. They're a little more expensive, but they really do stabilize the foot with weight bearing.
And obviously you can try it. Go to the store and try it, and then see if it actually feels better when you walk with it. If it takes some of the stress off there.
Right.
But there's no magic to it. You got to get things realigned.
Right.
So,
sure.
Did you have one, Brad?
Yeah. There's a really good question about the hamstring stretching we were showing. How long do you stretch it? And you said, I've heard up to 60 seconds. And, I think you can go 60 seconds. That's a really long time to stretch if you're patient and whatnot. I've heard from the studies I've read and heard about, 30 seconds is kind of that gold standard.
Sure.
I personally do stretch on and stretch off. and stretch on because I'm not a patient person. Maybe I should go 30, but I probably have 30 seconds of stretch, but not all in a row.
All in a row.
Right.
Okay, good. Lonnie, anything else? She looks confused.
I don't know what is this. She said she have sacroiliitis.
Sacroiliac-itis?
Yeah, on the left side, and now it affected her knee. So what will she do?
Well, we just did a video on sacroiliac, let's see, did we put that up yet? I think I put it up last night, didn't I? The sacroiliac one? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
So there's too much to go over on this type of venue. I would just put sacroiliac and physical therapy video in the search bar, and it should come up, and you'll see lots of different options for trying, because that sacroiliac can be a real problem that doesn't want to go away. So, you got anything else, Brad?
Oh, some of these are kind of funny.
Somebody's suggesting if you guys can make a thoracic expansion exercises.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thoracic expansion video. We did some on the mid thoracic area, but we should probably do another one. It's been a while since we did it, and those do tend to be really helpful. I don't know. We could show one exercise we have people do. Lonnie, do you mind grabbing the little ball real quick? You know what, the little round ball like that.
It's not up where it usually is.
So one for the thoracic, for any mid back pain, or for if you're trying to stretch the mid back, we actually have you throughout the day do the hallelujah stretch. So you're going to stretch like this. We go hallelujah, hallelujah. Now what works out really nice with this is you just pick up one of these little rubber balls from a big box store. You put it in your mid back, and now you can really stretch over. Now you can put it in different spots, and it works really great for that.
It is a nice technique.
This technique was invented by one of our assistants, and the Mike technique.
Yeah, we're gonna patent it and give him credit for it.
So we're coming up upon a half hour here, Brad. Do you have any more questions?
Time goes fast.
Yeah.
No, there was one question that this person hyperextended his knee and was wondering, are these good for that? If you're not going to stretch your hamstrings.
No,
that's gonna.
One thing about hyperextending your knee, really make sure that whenever you stand, that you're not hyperextending your knee. I had a patient. This is a good example again. This is the only thing we changed on him. He worked at a Subway, and he'd stand with his knees locked all night long. And he was getting such severe pain, he couldn't work anymore. He was only 22 years old. Yeah. I just had him have a slight bend in his knee, maybe have one foot in front of the other when he was working. His pain went away.
Sure.
That's all we changed.
Right.
So it's really important that you don't stand with your knees locked.
Right.
So also don't, when you're sitting in chairs, don't put your feet up on another stool and let it stretch out even more. You don't need to have that. My wife and I always correct each other on that one.
Yeah.
She'll want to put her foot up there.
Yeah.
Without being supported. So
I stretch it more than it already needs. So Bob, we got to get to work.
Yeah, we got to get to work. Sorry, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And please join us again next week at Thursday at this time.
Thursday, next week. Very good. I'll be there.
All right.